All right, now it says we're connected again. All right. All right. Says we're connected again, so we should be broadcasting live to both Facebook and YouTube. It says it's working. The computer says it's working. I don't know what to do.
We're the false start broadcast.
Yes, the Iowa Caucus of Podcast. Our app just doesn't seem to work.
Well,
right.
Always cover your app.
So when we were, I'm just going to assume that we're going. And this is Lieutenant David Haynes and Bull Garlington, in case you just started. And we're the Beat Cops Guide. You can also check out our audio version of this podcast at beatcopsguide.net. You can subscribe right down there. Please, we need some subscribers so that we actually...
This is our retirement plan.
Yeah, we're not doing well. Maybe we should start playing video games. But, all right. And so we were talking about nerdy Valentine's Day. First of all, what did you do? And then I said I could top it. So
all right. So I am taking my attorney to Boulevard, BLVD, the restaurant. Very expensive, very swank. And then afterwards, because it's an early reservation, we're going to Dice Dojo, and we're going to play... I think your camera's off.
No, it's not.
Okay, well... And then we're going to play board games afterwards.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. It did a weird thing. The shutter went. Oh, is it focusing?
Oh, yeah. That's
Okay.
So, okay, and I said I could top that, which I can. And the reason is, but let me, all right. Come back, because I have a better idea for a place
right.
to
Well,
go.
I just want to shout out to everybody on the Facebook watch party. Thank you for coming back. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but in our defense, we're not professionals and we don't know what we're doing.
And, also you should understand we always have technical difficulties.
Always.
Now, usually it doesn't necessarily mean we have to restart the entire podcast, but something always goes wrong.
Wait, didn't last week everything went right?
Everything went right, which was so weird that we didn't know. I mean, we didn't know for 2 days whether just like in Iowa, we didn't know for 2 days whether or not the actual podcast.
We still don't know who won
Right.
on our podcast last time.
All right, so I could top it. My wife and I did our Valentine's Day yesterday because I have to work tonight because, on Valentine's Day, a lot of domestics. People get in a fight. But
Dave's a cop.
We went to the Orchid Show at the Chicago Botanical Gardens.
Damn sexy, man.
Yeah, it was really good.
And
not just the Orchid Show, the After Hours Orchid Show. I went and picked up my wife at work so we could meet there, and she works halfway between here and the Botanic Gardens. And my daughter, who also works there, is like, what are you going to do? We're going to the Orchid Show for Valentine's Day. She's like, you guys are so old. And what was really funny is she works in an office. My daughter works in an office with a bunch of young girls. And my wife works in her office with all her old lady people. But what was funny is my daughter's, she found out we were going to the Orchid Show, goes, oh, you guys are so old. That's so old. And then some girl who sits behind her goes, actually, we're going to that too tonight. But so we went to the Orchid Show, and then we went out to a place called the Next Door Bistro.
Yeah.
Up in... you
know where it is? It's next door.
It's in... what is that, McCook? No, I don't know what the hell it is. It's right off. It's right on the other side of by the Botanic Gardens.
I'm sure.
Off of Lake Cook Road, and we were right across the parking lot, and I think owned by the same people. It's called Francesco's Hole in the Wall. And while we were eating, very very small, and while we were eating over at Cafe and the Next Door Bistro, we were leaving, and my wife points out she sees a picture of Bob Surratt. They have pictures in the hallway of all the famous people. Yeah. She sees a picture of Bob Surratt, so I take a picture of the picture to show him this morning when I went on the radio. And he's like, oh, where was that at? And I said, I was at the Next Door Bistro. He goes, you're kidding. I was eating at Francesco's Hole in the Wall last night. I go, at the same time, we were right across the parking lot.
If I ever get my picture on a place like that, I'm going to go like every week and take a picture of myself in front of the picture and then insist that they take the picture that I just took and make it the picture and keep doing that until I've got a hostel
Oh,
receiving.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a nerd. That's right.
You would have had to have gotten famous much younger to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think the ship has sailed on that one right there.
All right, so you want to talk about what do you want to talk about first?
We have so many things to cover this week on our broadcast. First of all, Dave thinks that I should talk about this. I don't know if I should talk about this. But Dave just found out that I play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can we go back to the restaurant thing? Because
Yeah,
when you said you were going to Boulevard and then you're going out to
Dice Dojo.
yeah, the new Cards Against Humanity place opened up and it was really nice. I went there last week.
Oh, my
I thought you
plans
might be
may
interested.
change.
I thought you might be interested.
My plans may change.
They have a game concierge. It comes up to your table.
Oh my God! I want to stop the broadcast and make reservations. Do they take reservations?
I don't know. But they had I went and did a little quick tour. I haven't eaten there yet, so I don't know how good the food is.
They have food?
Yeah. Okay. All right. The Cards Against Humanity. It's actually called the Game Board Cafe. It's in the Margie's Candy Building here in Chicago at Western and Armitage. And what they did was they designed the restaurant to be like an outdoor square. I mean, it's an indoor restaurant, but it looks like you're in an outdoor square. And they have the food is based on street food from warm climates like Miami and Cuban street food or whatever, Vietnamese, I think. I'm not sure. So it's basically that's not quite tapas, but it's like little stuff.
Tapas?
Tapas.
Did you say tapas?
Tapas. And then they have a game concierge, and they have a game vault, and you can go into the game vault and pick out different games, or the game concierge can come up and talk to you.
No, we're definitely going there.
And then he'll suggest a game, and they will actually teach you the board game and stuff. They had so much shit that I can't even. I've never even heard of half these board games.
See, the place that we were going to go to is the same way, except they have no food and they don't have a concierge, but they have an entire wall, like a big wall, floor to ceiling of video games. They must have 1,000. Video games. I'm sorry, 1,000 board games. 1,000 board games, easy.
Well, this place has a whole room.
Oh my God!
And it's called the Game Vault. It looks like a safe. And you.
Oh
you
my
walk
God!
in
Oh yeah, we definitely got. Okay, thank you, Dave. You just made my Valentine's even better.
That's what I'm here for.
I'm
here for Valentine's Day.
Do you need Valentine's Day advice? Are you a nerd? Do you not know what to do? Did you not take a bath or wash your clothes today? Ask Dave. Dave can help. Dave's here for you. Dave, take it away.
It's funny. When I was doing the restaurant reviews on WGN, which I do every Friday morning at 6:30 in the morning.
He just kind of drops that in there like that. It's like no big deal. When he was on the real radio just this morning.
My wife was making fun of me for the fact that for the last 3 weeks, every time I do anything, I always mention it, for Valentine's Day. And my thinking is, and I tell this to Bob all the time, so we're like these old-time married guys, so we're giving advice to the young amateurs who are trying to become professional married guys like us. Right. And so for the last 3 weeks, every time I would suggest something, the rest of the bakery, usually the bakery stuff or the chocolate stuff, I mentioned, for Valentine's Day, and you should be making your reservations now for your young married kids. The young guys who are trying to impress a girlfriend or something. But so next week, she was making fun of me for doing it. Even today, I was talking. I came up with 4 restaurants where you don't have to have reservations. And I said, well, wait till next week. Next week, we're going to figure out how to make up with your girlfriend.
Olive Garden.
No.
Red Lobster. Panera Bread. And
McDonald's.
The Scottish place.
No, like Honey Butter Chicken was one of them.
Still have not gone there. That's on Elston, right?
Yeah, the Boathouse Cafe in Humboldt Park.
Don't know what that is. Oh, wait, my God, there's a restaurant there?
Yes, right where Chance the Snapper was captured. It was. We actually went there while we went out there when Chance the Snapper was running free in the park before they captured and probably killed him.
I have a friend who edits Dive Magazine. So she goes on these dives all the time, all over the world. And she was on one in Cuba. And there's a special underwater area in Cuba that's just really vibrant with life. But one of the things that exists there is saltwater crocodiles. And so there's this beautiful picture, this amazingly scary picture, and she's there. underwater, and there's a crocodile swimming towards her, and everyone had told her that the sharks and the crocodiles, she does not have to worry about them. It's not like they're domesticated, but they're not here to feed. And yet this huge, like 8-foot croc is just swimming direct, and it came right up to her. The picture is terrifying. Sharks are scary, I think.
But you can punch them in the nose and they'll go away.
That, and I mean, if you see a picture of a shark, you're like, that's a pretty shark. See a picture of an alligator, you feel the teeth. It's creepy.
Ah. All right, so I'm sorry. Now let's go back to Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons. All right, so I'm not a qualified nerd for a couple of reasons. One, I don't have a college degree. That's important. Two, I don't know enough about grammar to correct people's grammar while they're talking loudly and in front of other people. I don't do that. And secondly,
that was actually you were speaking parenthetically there. You might want to watch that.
Go ahead. Go to hell, Dave. And also, I don't obsess over any weird card games that have characters in them. And I never played Dungeons and Dragons until recently. And
what's frightening is that I qualify under all those things.
You play Dungeons and Dragons?
I used to when it was big in the 80s.
Shit. Well, so it's bigger now than it ever has been. And so I pitched an article to a magazine a while back, and I said, I think that playing tabletop games helps you hone your edge as a professional without you actually having to be working in your field. You're still using all the same skills of working in a team and managing stuff, but you're not doing your actual work. You're making creative decisions. You're solving problems. You're working with other people for a common good. It's actually all the same skills you use as a good manager. And they're like, that sounds like a great story. Go ahead, do it. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to play Dungeons and Dragons. So I went and bought the stuff. And I started reading about it, and I nerded out instantly, and I wrote an entire world. I wrote, those Dungeons and Dragons books that have all the games in them and the monsters and the traps? I wrote a whole book. And my world is called Annus Flexilis, which is Latin for rubber duck. And it's based on an ancient spell that was once cast by Leroy Jenkins, god of malicious fuckery, who if you use a spell, you would produce a rubber duck, but there was a sub-spell that you could use you could change the squeak port, so it also said the spell if you stepped on it. So it would be an infinitely recurring
rubber duck
avalanche of rubber ducks. and the spell is immediately made. What just happened? Did you hear that?
No.
Okay, the spell was immediately made illegal. And anyway, so crap like that is in my game. All right? And I'm the dungeon master. And so I called my nephews and my niece, who are huge gamers, and one of their friends to come over. And they're all really good at this. And they spent the entire game correcting me, like, no, that's not how. No, you can't do it like that. No, you can't play our characters. Stop. It was pretty great. It was very educational. Thank you to all those people that helped me out.
Oh, that's weird. That's nerdery right there.
Yeah, it was hardcore. I am married a nerd too, but my wife doesn't play Dungeons and Dragons. She plays Magic: The Gathering, which makes me want to blow my brains out.
I think I've seen those cards.
Oh my God, it's a child's game.
All right, let's go on to this.
All right, so we're going to go on to other things we have to cover. We did want to talk about what we're smoking today.
Oh,
We always do that. I got a new pipe. This is a Bones. I forgot the name of the pipe. It's made by Bones. It's very cool. Unfinished
Mahogany?
briarwood. Unfinished briarwood. And in it, I'm smoking Mississippi Mud.
All right, well, I got, what do I got? I'm smoking Great Outdoors. I don't know, quality pipe tobacco. It's not that great, actually, so I wouldn't buy it. But Chris did give me a Dominique Wilkins signature MXS cigar that I will be
by
smoking
Ace
tonight.
Prime. That's a Luciano cigar. Luciano Azevedo. He runs Ace Cigars. They make them in nickel. Now, let me tell you about the cigar, all right? Because I learned about it last night. It's made with a special tobacco that's grown in the mountains of Ecuador, and it's called Pelo de Oro, golden hair, all right? And it's extremely... should I answer
No.
my wife? Come on, man. Come on. Should I do it on the air?
Not unless we can connect it to...
No. So anyway, and so last night I was at an event at the Clayton with Dominic Wilkins, who used to play for the Atlanta Hawks, won 9 championships, and was known as the human
The guy with the girl's name.
Human highlight reel. Human highlight reel. Because before Jordan came along, Dominic Jenkins was like, he was the dude, man. He made all the dunks. He was the dunking king. And now he does a lot of investments, and he helps out with these cigars. And he's very tall.
Yes.
6'8", very, very tall. And but I had one, and I got to tell you, man, you know when you got a friend and they're like, hey, man, check out my hobby thing that I made. And you're like, oh, sure. And you go, this happens to the writer all the time. Somebody, hey, can you read a story? I'm like, yeah, sure. And they send it to me, and it's the worst thing ever. It's just horrible. And I've got to go, oh, it has a lot of potential, man. There's a lot of words. I noticed there was a lot of words in there, and you should definitely keep going. And it's just bullshit because it's a terrible story. So, when I smoked the cigar, I didn't realize this guy's actual global brand. I thought he was just like a local dude with his label, and I was prepared to it's all right. Yeah, whatever. That's a really good cigar. It is really, really good. When I got home last night, I actually, my clothes, usually from a cigar thing, they just smell like an ashtray. It actually smelled good when I got home last night.
Well, that's good. I'm looking forward to trying it. I haven't had a cigar in a few weeks.
I hope you like it, man.
All right, so what else we got?
Planet of the Apes.
Well, wait.
Or is that media?
We can switch to media, but if we're going to switch to media, I'd rather talk about something else first.
No, we're not switching media. The Orchid Show, we talked about that. We talked about me working out.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
I can
should have seen Chris
move.
walk down the stairs today.
No, we're not going to talk about me working out. We're going to talk about getting an Uber in Chicago in February. All right? So I was at the Clayton last night, and the Clayton's on one of those streets downtown where it's Canal Street, and then there's this, 30-degree angle street coming back off of it, right? So it's a weird, sharp corner. And then another one that goes 60 degrees the other way. So there's 2 right turns. And it's a weird area. And it was, 4 degrees last night?
Yeah, it got down to -1 this morning.
Super, super cold. And I'm out there. I couldn't find my gloves, so I don't have any gloves. And the Uber can't find me. And I'm dying. I canceled an Uber. You had to pay for that. And I got another Uber. So that Uber comes up, and I'm standing on a sidewalk that I swear to God is 14 inches high. If anybody knows me, you know that that's half of my leg. All right, I'm a short guy. All right, I'm almost Dinklage, and I had to wave the guy down to another part of the street so that I could actually get off the. I was terrified that I was gonna step off that curb and slip on the ice and break into pieces because it's so freaking cold.
All right. Bold catching an Uber right there. We wish we got video of it.
Somebody should. I'm so short, and somebody should just. There was a bunch of very elegant women standing there, and they were all just watching, and they weren't saying anything. And I know what they were waiting for. They're waiting for me to fall.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna fall.
They should have helped you. These elegant women.
They should have helped me. Why didn't they? What's wrong with them?
You're at an age now where younger people should help you out.
It actually did happen to me lately.
Yeah.
I stopped to put some air in I was driving my son's car, and I stopped to put air in his tire because he never has air in his tires. And I was wearing my long overcoat and my fedora, and I looked like an old man from the 30s, all right? And some guy, raced up and said, let me get that for you. And I'm like, he thinks I'm an old man. I'm like, thanks, kid. And I just stood back, and he took care of everything. I'm like, great job. And I got my car and drove off. I'm like, whatever. I'll take it.
I wonder, though, about what struck me there was you saying that your son doesn't have any air in his tires ever.
It's happened a lot.
Well, I wonder now, do you actually test the air pressure? Because
they were flat, dude. I drove flat. 2 of his tires were flat.
Oh, well, then why? How are you just filled it up and it worked fine?
Yeah.
Well, how does air come out of a tire if there's no hole?
Don't know.
Yeah, I know. See, that's my problem too. Is my wife constantly is coming up and going, does the tire seem low to you? And I'll be like, no. And I'll check the pressure. They're fine.
The air doesn't just go out of them for no reason.
Well, you hit curbs. If you hit curbs, they do.
Oh, well. Yeah.
That's the only reason I can think of without a hole in it.
Don't know anything about cars, so I think that when he had this one job, and I think somebody at the job was just pranking him.
Oh.
Going out, because there was a mechanic shop there and blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, on to food.
All right, on the food, okay.
I hope you got something because I only have two things.
Well, so this morning on WGN, Bob Surratt Show, 6:30 in the morning, WGN AM 720, or you can find the podcast online. I talked about Jimmy's Red Hots, one of your favorites,
I love Jimmy's Red Hots.
and XO Marshmallows.
I don't know what that is.
All right. Well, let's start with that first because we can hot dogs we can talk about for an hour. But XO Marshmallows. The first time I came across these girls was at Cafe Brower. You were invited to this, but you didn't go.
Yeah.
Cafe Brower.
Well, I'd covered it a couple of times. I didn't want to overcover it.
Oh, okay. So they invited us to go. What they do is every year, so they bring together people who provide stuff for weddings, food, desserts, drinks, photographers.
Like a showcase.
Yeah, and they have a big showcase. And Cafe Brower, for those of you who've never been to Lincoln Park or if you've been to Lincoln Park and haven't gone in there, is a beautiful restaurant.
It is. It's really cute.
And an event space. It's a beautiful event space. They do weddings and shit there. So
yeah.
So we went down. We went down there, and one of the vendors that was providing was XO Marshmallows, and they do weddings. They come out with these gourmet marshmallows. They'll do s'mores right at your table.
Tableside s'mores?
Which we would have when we got married, we would have absolutely hired these people because we didn't have quite a camping theme, but people used to comment on the fact that we were the only ones they ever knew that actually put camping equipment in our registry. And so we got people that donate camping equipment.
That's
so we would have had the s'mores thing just for the amusement of everybody. And so I went and checked these guys out. Now they have a cafe up at 6977 on Sheridan in Chicago, right by Loyola Park and north of Loyola College. And they do gourmet marshmallows, including marshmallows with alcohol infusions like Malort marshmallows.
That's just wrong, man.
Or old-fashioned marshmallows.
That's good.
And champagne marshmallows.
You know who used to do that?
Oh, you.
Lauren Parton.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
From Eating Good Surprise.
Used to make marshmallows?
Oh, yeah. She used to make flavored marshmallows all the time.
I didn't know that.
She made old-fashioned gummy bears one time. They were great.
I actually I'm a sucker for anything gadget type, and it seems to me that taking something that people just don't think of as marshmallows are marshmallows. How do you improve on marshmallows?
Yeah, people forget you can actually make them at home.
Right,
and you can do cool stuff.
And that's what these guys did. The girl, Kat Connor, who started this out, was in law school. Didn't have enough money to buy presents for her friends and family, so she made gourmet marshmallows as gifts.
Yeah,
one Christmas or whatever, and her family thought it was so great. They said, "You ought to go into business, do this," you know. So when she got out of school, she went into business doing this with Lindsay Shanks, and they had a pop up. They tried selling them. They sold like hotcakes. Pardon the pun. So they started this.
You think if you're actually selling hotcakes, that you would say that they sold like hotcakes?
And so they do gourmet hot chocolate at this place, and you get these gourmet marshmallows, and they roast them for you, and it's a whole big. They make s'more tacos. They have taco shaped like graham cracker cookie things. They put the marshmallows and chocolate in there. They melt it for you right at the counter, and you have a warm s'mores taco. So that's I talked about them, and then Jimmy's Hot Dogs, which I know you've been to.
I do love Jimmy's Red Hots. Which, you introduced me to it when we went there for the B-Cups guide. And if you guys are ever in Chicago and you want to go someplace to get a hot dog, go down on Grand Avenue and go to Jimmy's Red. Is it Grand and what?
Grand and Pulaski.
Grand and Pulaski. Grab Jimmy's Red Hots. Try not to get shot. And do not, and we're not kidding here, even mention ketchup.
Unless you want to have an argument, which we do.
Yeah,
whenever we go in there, we mention it.
We do mention it. It's not fun. They're not kidding around. It really makes them angry.
Yeah, there was one part when we were on the show today that the NBA All-Star Game is this weekend in Chicago. So there's like 4 or 5 days worth of different events. And at one point they were talking about all the restaurants where the A-list NBA stars would be.
Michael Jordan.
If you want to go see him. Is Michael Jordan still there?
I don't know. I meant just the restaurant, you know.
That's what I meant. I don't know if it's still there.
Oh, I don't know.
But like Alinea, Girl in the Goat, all that stuff. And he goes, so Bob Surratt says, well, probably So probably not any of the restaurants you review, right? I go, yeah. If you go down to Jimmy's Hot Dogs, you stand a pretty good chance of seeing an NBA basketball player.
Yeah.
And I said, not only there, White Palace Grill, 5 o'clock in the morning, you will see some of these stars.
I got to go to White Palace Grill.
Maybe not the guys that are actually playing in the game, but
Yeah, the guys sitting there that haven't ever played.
the ones that aren't playing.
People like us.
So that's what we talked about today on the show. What do you have?
I made spoon bread.
What is spoon bread?
Spoon bread is a southern thing, and it's kind of like a cornbread pudding. You can imagine that. And
No.
just imagine cornbread, but like really more like pudding. Did I say
Okay.
that already?
Sort of. You just reversed it. Like
So
Yoda.
yeah, when I do the D&D games, I go pretty extra, and I make food for everybody, and I have snacks and everything. And my niece, I was like, "Do you want to eat anything?" She goes, "I love spoon bread," and I'm like, "All right." And so I looked up a recipe and I made it, and it is really good, man. Like, you should make spoon bread. I also made. Damn it! I forgot to bring you some. I made beef jerky for the first time ever.
Really?
So another southern thing. Anybody down in Alabama knows this. There's a thing called Dale's sauce. All right, you only get it in Alabama, as far as I know. Maybe Virginia. I'm not sure. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like if Worcestershire and teriyaki and soy sauce all came together in like a weird, sick threesome in a bottle. And so I went and I got the meat and I put it all in there. I put it in a bag full of Dale sauce and let it marinate overnight. And then I cooked it. And oh my God, it is the best beef jerky I've ever had. Like, it is amazingly good. I'm very happy about it.
You know, you got your camera right on your face. We can add that, and we could switch between.
Well, I don't know how to do that.
Nah,
Here,
me
you want to
neither.
put it on you? It's
No, I'll
mine-
figure it
it's
out.
my damn hair.
No.
Everybody
I'm
look
saying. Remind me next time. We'll try to hook it up so we can switch between camera views.
No, that would be cool, but I don't know how.
Me neither.
So
All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Spoon
somebody
bread.
said it's time for a beef jerky battle. I agree. I challenge you, Dave.
I don't know how to make beef
Oh,
jerky.
Really?
I have no idea.
You just slice the meat up, you marinate it, and you bake it like in an oven at 140 degrees for like 6 hours. Unless you buy a dehydrator. It's so easy.
a gadget.
A gadget, yes. A dehydrator. You can make other things in it too, though I don't know what those things are. That's all I got for food. I didn't go eat anywhere this week.
We went to when I mentioned that we were doing Jimmy's on the radio. We had to get Jimmy's for everybody in the police station. So we had Jimmy's. And
All right, this is not going to make sense to anybody, but get your dick off my knee. That was to one of our listeners.
oh,
Yeah. So, and somebody just said in our chat room that is not how you make beef jerky. And I challenge that person to try my beef jerky, and I guarantee you that they will redact their statement.
yeah. I don't. It would not be called jerky then. It would be called baked beef.
No, it's this. It's shut up, man. It's really good, and so the reason I do that is because sometimes I'm in my car driving and I get food cravings. You know, that's also known as being hungry, and I always pull into McDonald's. And so somebody said, "Why don't you keep some snacks in your car?" And I thought, why in 30 years have I not done that? And I was like, I want beef jerky, but beef jerky is freaking expensive.
Why? It's not that expensive. How
You
expensive
pay
is it?
like $8, you get 4 pieces of beef jerky.
How much you pay for the beef? When you make it, how much you pay?
I don't know. It was a roast. I paid about $24. I got 2 giant bags of beef jerky, man.
So your
Giant
beef
bags.
jerky costs $16 a bag.
Yeah, but it's 4 times. Shut up, Dave.
Plus the effort of making it, and you're worth about $50 an hour.
Whatever, man.
All right.
It's fucking good beef jerky. Shut up. All right? I don't want to be on this dumb show anyway. I hurt everywhere. Fucking working out. What is wrong with me? And I'm doing it I have a personal trainer now 3 days a week.
And he's making you do stuff.
He's making me do functional exercise. All right? And people are saying perverted things in our chat room, so I'm not going to respond to that. That's not beef jerky. You fuckers. So this guy makes me do functional exercise, which is weird stuff like dips, and I don't even know how to explain it, man. You don't think that it's a big deal, all right? And then you get home and you're like, I need all the aspirin.
Yeah.
And, woo. So,
Time to buy a hot tub.
Well, that's what I do afterwards. They have a hot tub there, and they have a steam room. So my reward for doing all that is I go in a hot tub and steam. Although it's weird because it's full of fat old Polish people, but whatever.
Well, yeah, but they don't sit near you because you're supposed to wear a bathing suit. And,
Well, I forgot mine, so I just I go in all natural. And
all right, so we're moving on to media now.
Did I talk about Egypt already?
No.
Did I talk to you about Egypt?
No. No.
So the reason that I'm working out 3 times a week is because
right. Yeah, you did tell me about that.
I'm going. Okay, then I won't even talk about it. I'm going to Egypt.
And he wants to be able to climb the pyramids.
I just want to be able to climb the stairs. That's all. I just want to be able to get into my room. That's all I care about. But also, they're swimming on the Nile, and I want to be able to take my shirt off. So,
you've been in a state of denial for a long time.
I'm 56, so I'd go with 56 years. So, we're on to media, and we want to talk about Amber Rose.
All right. But not only do I want to talk about it, but it gives me an opportunity to try something. So, Amber Rose got a new tattoo. All right, let me.
Dave is now going to try to do an electronic
I'm gonna try
thing.
and show the tattoo. So for those of you listening on the podcast, this is why you want to watch the video because I'm going to try and put this video.
It'll probably shut down. We'll probably go off the air right now. So that's our book.
Yeah.
That's not the.
There we go.
There she is.
All right, so there's Amber Rose.
I don't see a tattoo
Right here.
It's on her forehead.
Yeah, she got a tattoo on her forehead of her kids' names.
What a maniac!
Yeah. So right across her forehead, she's got her kids' names, which are Bash and Slash, right? So I read this story. And the first thing I thought of was, I can tell by your laughter, is probably the first thing you thought of. All right, here we are. We're back now. Hopefully that didn't shut down the entire podcast.
Oh, my God. No, it looks like it's working just fine there. The tattoo is way up on the top of her forehead, for those of you who want to rewind.
Right, just under her hairline. And she got a crew cut, it looks like. So.
Wow. Face tattoos are a bad idea.
Yeah, you know what? All right, for any of you kids getting a face tattoo.
Kids. And you old guys are trying to relive your youth.
First of all, getting words, no matter what those words are, written across your forehead is an idiotic move. Now, face tattoos in general, I think, are stupid.
Yeah.
However, once Mike Tyson did it, it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, he got that thing that it actually looks cool, but that's a kind of a one and done thing. You're the guy that did it. You're the guy that's going to be remembered for it. You're not going to be that one singer who has all that crap on his face, or the
what is his
gangbangers
name? Millionaire or
Post Malone.
Post Malone, yeah. What a
who
dork.
has or the gangbangers who have the teardrops that are supposedly for how many people they killed. In their lives.
Sure.
But getting your names tattooed across your kids' names tattooed across your forehead just looks stupid. First of all, and second of all, and I think you want to say exactly what I'm going to say. Who the fuck names their kids Bash and Slash?
It sounds like instructions. Instructions for a psycho killer. Well, what should we do with these kids? Well, their names are Bash and Slash. Consider it done.
I'm assuming that Slash is named in honor of Slash the guitarist, and I just want to let Amber Rose may not know this. That's not his real name.
Oh man,
it's a nickname.
Man, hey, whoa. Nicknames are real names.
Yeah, but they're not real names. I mean,
if you're getting a tattoo, I don't think you have to worry about whether or not you're tattooing their actual name.
If somebody wants a name,
you've already crossed a line of validity anyway. It's just not going to matter.
Everybody calls me Dave.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to name their kid Dave. They're going to name him David and maybe call him Dave.
Yeah, but I was going to get a tattoo of you on my forehead, and I was going to have it say Dave.
Well, you can get it on your knuckles. That would be 4 letters. No, why not get him? Why not get him on the letters? Why not get him on her knuckles? I don't understand. Now, Amber Rose is a beautiful girl. To be perfectly fair, I've never seen her before this week. But apparently she's a famous model. But she is 36 years old. So this might be just a plea for attention.
What about this? What about, like, when you get your girlfriend's name tattooed on your arm, and then later on, like, you guys break up, and then you have another girlfriend, and now you got to, like, erase that one. What happens if one day you're like, you know what, I don't really like you guys that much, and you get rid of your kids, and you get new kids? Then you got to get those things erased off your arm or your face.
Well, she's only 36. What if she has 2 or 3 more kids? She's
right.
going to have a line underneath.
I know. What's she going to make? They'll just be in a smaller font, and the rest of her life, like, we weren't important enough for 72-point font. No, we're not as good as the first kids.
I'm not opposed to getting names of people you love tattooed. I mean, I have. Careful. I got my kids and my wife tattooed on my arm, but on your face. I told my kids, when my kids were getting, I always told them they were not allowed to get tattoos till they're 18. You know,
Yeah.
because my son and my daughter, my older one, they said they wanted to get tattoos. Not till you're 18, you're an adult, it's your thing. So when they were 18, I said, listen, if you're going to get a tattoo, you should get it placed in such a way that if you want to, you can cover it up, so that only the people that you want to see it will see it, like your mother's tattoo. And I said this at dinner, and they all look at my wife, and they're like,
Does
"Do
she
you have
play
a tattoo?"
along? Or does she have a tattoo?
No, she says, "No, I don't have a tattoo." And I said, "Right, Mom absolutely does not have a tattoo. I was absolutely lying right there. I was just trying to make a
It
point.
just makes it more valid.
Absolutely, I was lying. She has no tattoos." So immediately all the kids were like, "Wait a minute, I want to see her tattoo." That's
I've been
one
so
of my
close.
best moments. That's one of my best dad moments.
That
right
is
there.
a quality dad. We all take a moment of silence for Dave's excellent dad moment.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we're done
Dave.
now.
All right.
Well, that's our show.
No, wait. There
So,
was something else.
Planet of the Apes.
Oh, Planet of the Apes. All right. So
Yeah.
my son sends me a message. I should have. Damn it! I should have put that on so I can put it up on the screen.
Well, I mean, if we had to prepare.
Yeah. Once again, I actually thought about it. My son sends me a meme, and it's like about kids trying to explain liberalism to their conservative parents, and it's a screenshot from Planet of the Apes, and it says, "There's a."
Damn dirty apes.
It's a screenshot from.
What have you done?
No. Hold on. Apes together strong. So the idea being, together we would together was strong. So I responded back, yeah, apes were the bad guys in that movie. And so he says, apes are a working class uprising. And so it got me thinking about the philosophy of Planet of the Apes. And how...
Here we go, people.
I'm just saying. Now, tell me if I'm wrong here. The point of Planet of the Apes, at least the point of the book and the original movies, I've only seen one of the new remakes. I don't know if they've changed it. It didn't seem like it in the movie I saw. But the point of Planet of the Apes is the apes they're not working class. It's not a working class uprising. They consider themselves slaves, uprising against their masters who have kept them down on this earth. And as the apes rise, they kill all the people regardless of whether or not they've done anything wrong to them or not. And I have always taken the point of the movie to be, no matter what race is rising, no matter who takes control, it's like Lord of the Rings. They'll follow the same patterns. It doesn't matter who's in charge. I always thought that it was more of a view like that. Like, it doesn't matter who's in charge, they're going to do the same shit. So what do you think?
What?
You never saw Planet of the Apes, did you?
I didn't hear anything you said. You're talking about what though? I think that that movie was a cumbersome commentary on intolerance and fascism. I don't think that it was about an uprising at all. I really think that it was about intolerance. It was kind of Star Trek-y in that regard. It was just showing that there's and I don't think, people like, what was a philosophy? There was no philosophy behind it. Some dude said, "Oh no, dude, I got an idea. What if the astronauts land back on Earth and it's overrun by apes, and now people are slaves?" That was the entire. That was it. That was the whole nut of that movie. Nothing else. There was no philosophy
No, it
behind
wasn't.
it. Yeah, it was.
It's based on a book that's written. All right, wait.
Even the book, it's just the author goes,
Listen,
"Wait, I got an idea.
all right,
I got an idea.
listen.
Hold on. I got an idea. Planet.
You may
of
be
the-"
right. You may be right, but I will tell you that when we discussed Lord of the Rings in college, I gave that almost exact answer and was wrong. So,
It's subjective. How can you be wrong?
Well, because when we were talking about Lord of the Rings, I said maybe it's just a guy who thought it was a cool story about kids on an island. No.
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. Did I
Yeah.
say Lord of the Rings?
You did so.
I'm sorry, Lord of the Flies.
Well, Lord of the Flies is a whole
know what?
different ball of wax. Right? That movie.
You know
is,
what? I am sorry. I'm just wondering now if I sent that to my son, or if I said Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Flies is a effed up movie, man. I had to watch that.
I said
When
Lord
they
of the
make
Flies.
us watch that stuff in college, I
wait.
was not prepared for that.
All right. My point is that Planet of the Apes is really just a retelling of Lord of the Flies.
No, it's not.
It absolutely
No, it
is.
is not at all.
Right.
Not at all. It's Lord
It's
of the
just a-
Flies is
it's-
about descent from civilization into non-civilization. In Planet of the Apes, it's just flipping species as who's in charge. That's it.
But it's still the civilization. It just goes at it from a different direction, but it ends up being the same thing. Where you have
This is what happens when conservatives watch movies about monkeys. All right, this is it. Right? They're just going to say, you know what? You're
It's
just
the same
taking
thing
a
as
liberal
Star
point of view.
Wars.
Oh my effing god! How is it like Star Wars?
I'd have to prepare for more.
It's a class. It's a class act. It's a class struggle movie. It's not an uprising movie. Even if there's an uprising in it, it's a class struggle movie.
Which one?
Planet of the Apes.
But they take over the world.
The apes have already taken over the world.
Right, and it's how they run the world
Right.
once they.
The whole idea was that on the planet where they where these guys land, maybe it's Earth in another timeline, whatever. The evolutionary progress flipped, and apes went forward before people did. So apes ended up being the ones that made buildings and stuff. That was it. That's the whole flip. That's it. There's no other thing.
Well,
and people are just in a zoo.
Right, but the point is that the race, regardless whether they were human or ape, acted in the same self-interested way.
Just like Republicans
And Democrats. All right, well, that's all I have about
How
Planet
much
of the
time
Apes.
do we spend arguing poorly about Planet of the Apes? And another thing.
Hey, get off my lawn. These old apes are sitting there going, get off my lawn, you damn human. You damn filthy human. All right. That is literally all I have for today. I mean, we still have about 15 minutes.
I'm so tired from working out.
We
I just want to
shut it
lay down and take a nap, man. No, we're going to go the whole time. We're
Well, we
not
don't
going to
have
stop.
to.
No, we are. We are. All right, we are. I feel like I should relight my pipe, but it would take me so long, and I'd get distracted, so I'm not going to. But I really feel like I should. But
Well, we are next week. I know we're going to be. We're either. I shouldn't say it because we're either going to have it earlier if we do it live, or it's going to be at the same time if we post it because we do it a day early.
I'm starting to come into my busy season where I do a lot of events, and a lot of times they're scheduled very much at the last minute, or they're scheduled well in advance, and I forget to tell everybody till the last minute. One of those things is true.
I actually kind of think that the idea might be better to record, and just put a disclaimer that this is recorded, it's not live, and just post it. And
I can do it during the day on Thursday, but I can't do it I have a D&D game, and what are you laughing about? What are you laughing
I'm
about?
not laughing about anything. I'm all for
God, you son of a bitch!
All right. The other thing is
God
I hope
damn
everybody notices the
conservatives.
lighting is a little better. We got lights delivered, and I'm hopefully going
This
to
is
be
what-
messing around with
That's
the.
what they look like.
We have green screen.
Yeah.
We have green screen too that I have not been able to set up yet, but I'm going to mess around with that this week. So
We should have told them we have green screen. We should start saying we're going to be traveling around the world.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna be traveling
and
around
then
the
put a
world.
picture of like Paris behind us.
Yeah.
You're
You're right. I should have said that. All right. Forget I said anything. Okay.
Would you like to buy some essential oils? I have nothing left, but I don't think we should go off the air because
No, I think we should. There's
All
no
right.
point in if we cut it a little short. We actually go long more often.
whatevs. There's still people joining, but whatevs. You know, it's
So
all right.
if you have anything you want to say,
yeah, sure, just
No?
say it.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Stupid radio.
thank you for joining the Beat Cops Guide,
Thank you.
and
We're here
we
for
will be
you.
back next week.
We will be listening.
It
to
might be
your
earlier
problems.
next week, but so just pay attention to the Facebook page. Please hit subscribe on our YouTube channel so that we get more people. And hey, by the way, if you listen to this on iTunes or Spotify, well, I don't know if you can do it on Spotify.
Yeah, you
but
can.
on iTunes, post a 5-star review so that other
Yeah.
people see it.
But be truthful in your review. Give us 5 stars, but also say they never do it right. Be sure to say that.
Yeah,
That's
the
important.
Iowa Caucus is a podcast.
That's right. We'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Postman!